last few days we are saying some variables in which a development of a Schrodinger's equation, the concept of the wave packet, the de Broglie hypothesis, experimental evidence, sign, and its physical significance, then probability, then probability density, and equation of continuity, and so on. So that we have seen in last chapter. So the next chapter is application of the Schrodinger's equations, and in which we are going to see the applications. Particularly we are focusing on the applications of the Schrodinger's equation steady state. So there are the two types of the Schrodinger's equation. One is the time dependent Schrodinger's equation and another is the time independent Schrodinger's equation. So that a steady state equation is nothing but the time independent Schrodinger's equation. How write it is, that is given by this d2x by d2 psi by dx square, d2 psi by dx square plus a 2m by h bar square e minus v psi is equal to 0. Say equation 1. So this is the time independent Schrodinger's equation, where this is also called the steady state equation, because so in this equation there is no time parameter. So that time dependent equation is converted into the by solving separation of method, we have come to this result. Now we have to see the applications of this, and there are the many more applications where potential energy is the function of position. So here x is the position, here this is the equation of the one dimensional. So whatever the system is there, whatever the particle is there, so it is the traveling along the only one direction. Here it is the x direction we are going to see. Now there are many more examples we are going to solve for using this Schrodinger's time independent or steady state equation. And the simplest example is nothing but how to solve a free particle problem using this Schrodinger's equation. So that is the first one is free particle problem. Now the first concept is that what is meant by this free particle then? Free means free from what? So particle we know, the problem we know, but a free particle means we are going to see what is the free particle first of all, and we will see by two angles, one from the classical angle, classical mechanics, what means by the free particle, and in quantum mechanical what means by the free particle. So according to the classical mechanics, what means by the free particle, and according to the quantum mechanics, what will mean by the free particle. Okay, now this a particle is moving along the x direction with a constant velocity v. So according to the classical mechanics, the free particle is either rest or moving with a constant velocity. So this v is equal to constant. The speed of that particle is the constant one, and therefore velocity is a constant, and therefore the momentum p of the particle is nothing but the mass into velocity. So this is nothing but the multiplication of the mass into velocity, and therefore if the v is the velocity, m is the mass, if this m is a constant during this motion, the particle is mass of the particle is a constant during this motion, and therefore the p, the momentum, is also a constant. Momentum is also constant. So if the momentum is constant, then what is the energy then? Energy is equal to 1/2 mv square kinetic energy is equal to, this is nothing but the p square divided by 2. So P, the kinetic energy of this particle, is equal to 1/2 mv square, then p square divided by 2m is its kinetic energy. Okay. Now according to the quantum mechanical, what is meant by free particle is the particle which is traveling in a potential, capital V is potential. A potential is a 0 or a potential V is equal to uniform potential. Say a particular distance at the gravitational potential, limited distance, a gravitational potential is a constant. Okay, and therefore say from magnetic field, the magnetic field near to the pole is uniform, so that magnetic potential is uniform. Say electrical potential, say electrical potential in particular point where lines of the flux, incoming flux is uniform, so lines passing per unit area is the uniform, and therefore this is called the uniform potential. Okay, so if the V is equal to 0 or V is equal to uniform potential, and therefore the force acting on particle is nothing but the minus a du by dx. If the V is equal to constant, then du by dx is equal to 0, and therefore the net forces acting on particle is 0. So it means there is no force acting on the particle is nothing but the free particle. So by combining these two, we can conclude that this free particle is nothing but the, so either particle should be moving through uniform potential or 0 potential, then there is no force acting on the particle, or it is traveling along with a constant velocity, the momentum of the particle is a constant. Okay, with these two concepts we are forwarding. So this a P is equal to P, E kinetic energy is equal to P square by Tm. What is our the Schrodinger's equation? So Schrodinger's equation is d2 psi by dx square plus 2 by h bar square E minus V psi is equal to 0. Apply this Schrodinger's equation to the free particle. Just now we have seen the E is total energy, is kinetic energy, and V is its potential. So this E minus V, and V is equal to 0 in case of this free particle, and therefore this equation can be written as this d2 psi by dx square plus 2m by h bar square E psi is equal to 0. Say equation 2. So this is the beginning equation is 1 and another is the equation 2. Okay, now put this value 2m by h bar square E is equal to k square, and therefore we have a d2 psi by a dx square plus a k square psi is equal to 0, equation 3. See, so this is a simple differential equation, double equation 1, and the solution of this is e raised to ikx or e raised to minus ikx. So there are the two solutions. One is the e raised to ikx or e raised to minus ikx. Okay, and therefore, so there is another one. So these are the related to the position. One more factor, that is the total solution of this psi of x that we have seen last article. So that is the psi of x into phi of t. Psi of x into phi of t. So this psi of x there are the two. There are the two solutions. So this is the psi of x is equal to either is I raised to kx or e raised to minus ikx. Okay, but phi of t that we know is nothing but the e raised to minus I omega t. E raised to minus omega t, and therefore total solution is equal to either a e raised to I omega t kx minus omega t psi of x t is equal to a e raised to I kx minus omega t, or is equal to a e raised to minus I in kx minus omega t. So there are the two one, either this solution or this solution. Now come to the a probability. We know that the probability is nothing but the integration of the psi star d tau, and is equal to, this is nothing but this a star into, and this plus minus will cancel to each other, and therefore this d tau is equal to a into a star is equal to constant. Means the probability, here it is the p is nothing but the probability, capital P. So the probability of the particle finding the particle in between the some distance, it is going along the x direction, is equal to constant. Means what? Means a probability of the finding anywhere is the same. Anywhere is the same. Probability of the finding the particle along the x-axis, along the x direction, along the direction of the traveling is the same. Means everywhere the probability is a constant. What it means, according to uncertainty principle, we can say that this a delta x into delta p is greater than equal to h cross by 2. So delta x into delta p is greater than equal to h cross by 2, and this is equal to constant. Means this delta x is equal to infinity is delta p is equal to 0. Okay, means probability is equal to constant. Probability of the finding the particle everywhere is a constant. Means this delta x is equal to infinite, delta p is equal to 0. Delta p 0 means a momentum p is a definite value. It's a definite value. And the momentum, therefore the momentum p of the particle is given as h upon lambda is equal to h upon 2 pi into 2 pi by lambda is equal to h cross k. This is equal to h cross, and 2 pi by lambda is a propagation constant, and therefore it has a definite value, a precise value of momentum. Another concept, therefore we have a large time for the measurement of the energy, and according to the energy time relation is a delta t is equal to infinite. A large time to measure the energy, and therefore this a delta E is equal to 0. If this delta E is equal to 0, means E has a definite value, and this is the say h nu equal to h nu is equal to h by 2 pi, and 2 pi nu is equal to h cross omega. So this is nothing but omega, and this h upon 2 pi is h cross, and therefore it has a precise value of energy, and that is given as the h cross omega. And there is a problem for the normalization in case of this free particle, but we don't worry about that condition because so there is no free particle as such, because there is a zero potential applied, and there is no some particle, some forces are acting on that one, and therefore we don't worry about for the normalization condition. Another, this energy we have, this E is equal to a p square by 2m. If particle is going along a positive x direction, then a p is a positive one. If the particle is going along the negative x direction, then a p is negative. But the p square is always positive. This p square is always positive, and therefore energy is positive, and value of the p square is from the 0 to infinite, since it is going from the minus to infinity, and therefore the p square has value 0 to infinite, and hence E has value 0 to infinite, and therefore energy of this free particle, energy spectrum of this free particle is a continuous. Okay, so this is your the free particle. A first problem for we are using Schrodinger's equation, steady state equation, for solving a free particle problem.